5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please walk my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no challenge for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champions,
yeah. What an amazing day it is to be alive, and what an amazing cup of coffee. I'm not even going to lie. Right out of the gate, an amazing cup of coffee. I am so grateful for the staff here at Paleocrat Diaries. I'm your host, Jeremiah Bannister. We've got an amazing show for you. I decided we were a little bit late. We're always a little bit late because there is technically no such thing for us as late, right? We don't have technically a set time. We are not a commercial station. Oh no. The terrible situation right now with the internet, I'm really hoping that it'll do better. Okay? Because right now it is glitching like crazy. We're going to hope that it's going to do a lot better. But we've got an amazing show for you. No matter what, we're going to press through. We are going to press through because we have a lot of really awesome topics. And I would have been maybe a minute or two earlier, except that I ended up sleeping until about 9:15. I did. I was so exhausted. I've been so tired over the last week or so. I'm just sitting there. I'm pushing, man. Every single day, pedal to the metal, right? I'm down in the grind, down in the trenches every day, and it catches up with old boy. It catches up with Papa Bear, and I'm a little bit tired, and so didn't have a good night's sleep. In fact, it was one of those terrible nights where you wake up in the middle of the night and you find yourself all groggy, walking downstairs, pouring a bowl of cereal. It happened. And I thought, man, I am not jihading right now. I am not jihading on this fat. In fact, I would dare to say it's basically the opposite of jihading on fat when you are going and you're pouring some cereal. But I got to tell you, it was Fruity Pebbles. No. And tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Tell me if I'm really wrong on this. I mix cereals sometime. I mix them up. I had, what was it, man? It was Fruity Pebbles and Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. So it doesn't sound like it goes good together, and maybe it doesn't in your opinion, but you're allowed to be wrong on some stuff. So it was delicious for me. And I sat there and said, boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is not good. This is not good. We are going to need to do much better, folks, than this. And the way to begin doing better is by talking about what we're going to do on the program. Before we begin, though, on any of that, I want to go ahead and just let everybody know. We let everybody know this in the beginning of every show. And what it is no matter where you are, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, DLive, Twitch, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are, because if you're commenting, it all goes to what you are going to see right here on the screen. Okay? And I put on our PayPal, and I should say this. I got to be really grateful for this. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you how special you are to our hearts in this home. We do this show every day. We give it our best, right? High energy, high octane every single day, and 5 days a week. And we're really grateful because we've seen as it's grown. We've seen people, more and more people share it. More and more people comment. And this month, we have seen a lot of people reach out, a lot of small donations. A couple of them were very nice donations. And in fact, we had one recently, and it was awesome. And it was through PayPal. And I thought, it's one of those things. People may not say, well, I don't become members of very many things or whatever. I don't like your perks program because it kind of doesn't exist yet, Jeremiah. I know. But they want to support it. They see the kids. They see where they go to school. We talk about it. They see them down here saluting at the end, and they say, man, we really want to be part of that. We're really inspired by this. And people have reached out and people have donated. And we recently got one through PayPal. And it was just extraordinary. And we're really grateful. And we just want to say that to everybody. We are extremely grateful for all of you. We have an amazing wolf pack. It's absolutely amazing. You guys are awesome. I cannot even begin to tell you just how awesome you actually are. Oh, I got the PayPal wrong. Oh, yeah, did I just put Ailey Bannister at Ailey Bannister? Okay. Well, I got to delete that. How do I delete that thing? Okay, I am not able to delete that thing. So, okay, Ailey put it in there. I'll go ahead and put it in again. Why not just do that right now? Okay, and that way, if any of you would like to, yeah, because I just put Ailey at gmail.com. There we go. Ailey Bannister at gmail.com. And there we go. So, okay, it should be in every single thread now. It should be in every single thread. And I put on at. Why did I put at? No, it is not at. It is just this. Correction. I'm doing terrible today, guys. What's going on here? Ailey Bannister at gmail.com. Okay. Third tries the charm, right? Is that the way it goes? Is that the way it goes? I'm looking at it now. Please, Lord, help me. People are like, well, I sent it to what you said. You got something, it's over on YouTube or whatever. So we're really grateful for it. But it's the email for PayPal, Lee, L-E-E, B-A-N-N-I-S-T-E-R, if you would like to donate during the show. And we're going to set up the super chat, okay? Because you guys blew me away, and you watched so much of the show that it ended up making it so that I can now have super chats on my channel. We've reached the threshold of monetization at Paleocrat Diaries, at Paleocrat on YouTube. And it kind of shocked me. But here's the thing. I got to tell you. It's a crazy secret. It's something that people, in the know, they know about. And what it is this. Is YouTube is a scheming scoundrel. And what they do is they say, oh, you have people who like your stuff. They want to donate $5. You get $2.50. They want to donate 10. You get 5. So they're peeling off 50%. Yeah, I feel badly. I see people sometimes they'll donate, hundreds of dollars. I've seen it. I've seen shows where they do that. And I'm like, you do realize that you just donated hundreds of dollars to YouTube, by the way. So I'm telling YouTube to go shove it. But see, here's the thing. Is that this chat here, okay, no matter where you are, if you're commenting, I see it. For example, you got Bethany. Bethany she's the old reliable. She's the old faithful. She is the regular who comes in first thing in the morning. She's like the first one. She comes in, and right away, howdy. What's going on? Hey, howdy ho. It's time to go. Let's do this, wolf pack. And she's got her little wolf symbol. She's got a big heart, American flag, and she's got that picture of my really buff right arm. She's got a picture of it. She's seen me before. She knows that's my arm right there. Just one though. Just one arm is super buff, man. Barbara's another one. Good morning from Wisconsin. Good morning to you. Got somebody saying namaste. Yeah, okay. Got that. Gabriella. Wait, what's the definition of that, by the way? What is the definition of namaste? I've only heard that. I remember the first time I ever heard that. I think it was P90X. And at the end of P90X, that dude, and he's pretty cool, man. It's a good workout program. And at the end, they're doing all their stuff. And at the end, I'm like, what is this? What exactly is this? You got Brian says, good morning, Wolfpack. Good morning to you, bro. Good morning to you. Super pumped to see you. Gloria over on YouTube gives me a bunch of hearts. I'm really grateful for that. How many are there? There's 7 of them. That's a good number, too. That's a good number. If you would have given me 6 hearts, I would have been let down. 7, you're legit. You're legit. Definitely like it. But the whole point is to show you that no matter where you are, you can see the comments, okay? You can see them here. I can see them. And if you comment, we'll get them and we will engage with them in real time. So we're going to go ahead. I think because I got the comment stream up, because I got it up, moving it around, it's causing some delays in the video. And this is going to change, by the way. This is going to change because there's a good possibility that this studio that you're seeing right now behind, well, you can kind of see it a little bit, that we may not be in this exact studio for much longer. We may be upstairs. And if we're upstairs on the main floor here at Castle Paleocrat, we have you can plug in the Ethernet right to the line, okay, directly to it. Because right now I have to plug it into the extender, and I'm way down in the dungeon, man. I'm way down in the dungeon, the man cave. at Castle Paleocrat, and it doesn't always have the greatest internet. And so I really apologize. We're working on it. We've got all of our little helpers working on it. Wolfgang, Lucian, the whole team, and they are here today. So I may have to have them come on down and do really cool things throughout the show. And that way people can see the kids and wave to them. I'll try to make sure that Ambrose does not, do the fake news again, because he did yesterday. Coming down. Although today, if he comes down and says, "You're really glitchy today, Papa," I'll be like, "Well, you know what? You're not fake news today. You did a good job." All right. So last thing before we move on, we got a lot of good topics, guys. A lot of good topics. You're not going to want to go anywhere. And look, if you haven't liked this video yet, if you're watching it on Facebook, or you're watching on Periscope, you're watching on YouTube, no matter where you are, make sure, please, just take a second and like the video. And if you really like it a lot, and I hope that you do, make sure to share it with your friends. Let your friends know. Say this is a really cool show, and we have a lot of funny stories, and we got a lot of serious ones too. And we're gonna talk about books and everything. It's gonna be really, really, really great fun. So here we go. Make sure, of course, go to paleocratdiaries.com. It's the last thing, where you can see a bunch of really cool posts like this one. This is the book club, and that's a special live stream, by the way. That's something that nobody can see unless you actually go to the channel. It's our wedding anniversary and Thanksgiving live stream. It was about an hour and a half, tons of fun, only fun stories. But it got real serious, man. It was a really emotional moment. I'm talking to my wife, telling her how much I love her because it was our anniversary. I'm telling her how much I love her and how important she is and special she is to my heart. And so, as well as our Help Wanted, a call for volunteers and contributors, you can find all of that. Of course, we got our contact page, got our information there. You can contact us, including my mega hot half Korean wife eating the ice cream cone over there. I kind of would like to have an ice cream cone. Oh, man. I need to do that sometime, man. Just show up in the beginning of the day, just licking an ice cream cone. Maybe on an exercise bike or something. I got to balance it out, man. Got to balance it out. If you'd like to become a member, you're welcome to do that. Of course, you can do the PayPal as well. And that's the way you can support the program. There's many different ways, but you can become a member with recurring payments of $5 a month. You are a bona fide member of the Paleo Naughty, and we're going to do members-only streams. I was talking to a buddy yesterday about some ideas about what some of those member-only streams could be. And lastly, if you'd like to do some interviews, I got some coming up. I actually had another guy reach out yesterday. He wants to set one up between the 21st and the 23rd. He does a live show. He wanted to do it on a Sunday morning, though. The guy, he's an unbeliever. He's an unbeliever. He has an atheist show. And he's like, "Hey, man, I'd like to interview you." I said, "Okay, well, as long as the day and time works." And he goes, "How about Sunday morning?" What? No, it doesn't work. But as long as you can make it work, right? You can't interview me during the show, and you can't interview me on Sunday mornings, and you can't interview me on certain other days if I'm busy, right? I'm pretty flexible, but if I'm busy, you can't do it. But if you'd like to interview me, you can book now right there, as well as public speaking, trip, lodge, and offer, and everything's negotiable. Everything's negotiable. I'm not gonna raid your piggy bank, right? It's just about connecting with more people and trying to get the message out the best we can. And so we do the best, absolute best we can. All righty here. So we're gonna begin. We're not gonna waste any more time. And remember, if you would like to send us any stories, we've got a couple stories in here, and one yesterday as well. That came from a viewer. And so some of the viewers, they make sure to send us stuff all the time. Let us know that they're really pumped up about this show, and that they support it. And so they support it in part. Let's go ahead and transition that. They support it in part by sending articles. And so there's a couple today that are blended in, one yesterday. And I got to say this about the one yesterday. Apparently, I didn't get exactly what the person was saying. They said that there's proof in the article. Is the one about the bear that goes into the police precinct, right? And so he goes into the police precinct, and he's looking in the vending machine. He wants some food. I don't know if he wanted the Slurm. I don't know if he wanted the Rollos. I don't know if he wanted the whatchamacallit. I mean, he might be the only, creature on the planet who wants a whatchamacallit. Tell me if I'm wrong, by the way, about that. I don't think I am, but tell me if I'm wrong. Are the bears the only one anymore eating whatchamacallits and Rollos? I mean, is that just the way? Is it Rolos or Rollos? I don't think anybody even cares. They're like, it's, the thing that doesn't taste very good. The tube of chocolate with gunk, Oh, man, But the thing is apparently in the article, the point that the viewer was trying to get across was that this bear had come back multiple times. It wasn't just once. So the bear knew how to open up the door and just waltz on in. The bear shows up outside, opens the door, goes inside, grabs himself a whatchamacallit, and buggers on out. He gets out. And they said, look, this is proof, man. This is another evidence, another great evidence of the animal uprising. This is not a fluke. This is not a fluke. These bears have figured it out, man. And I said, well, of course. Of course, they're riding on top of garbage trucks, man. They're stealing ladders and stuff. I mean, these bears, what was the one? They stole all the pumpkins. Stole all the pumpkins. They were doing pumpkin smashing all over the place around Halloween. It was crazy. It was crazy the kind of stuff goes on. Speaking of crazy, over at UPI, look at that. Is this real, dude? Is this actually real? I mean, I can imagine it looks a little real. Except look at the fish's little arms. look at those little arms, man. Yeah, it looks like Waiting for Guffman, right? I don't know if you've seen that movie, Waiting for Guffman. It's hilarious, mockumentary. One of my favorite movies of all time, actually. And Corky goes into this house, this trailer or whatever, and there's this guy. They're all country folks, right? They're people like us, people that we would know, right? Maybe Uncle Joe, Uncle Jeb. No, we don't have any Uncle Jebs, right? no Uncle Jebs in our home. We got all different, uncles and grandparents, and they got the deer and stuff on the wall. And this one has a deer, and its little hooves are like this. Kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like that, guys. And I don't know what to make of this. 9-pound goldfish found swimming in South Carolina Lake. Holy crap. Woo! Dude, 9 pounds. Have you guys ever owned a goldfish, by the way? Have you ever owned a goldfish? I think almost any kid who's ever been to a local fair, you know what I mean, has owned a goldfish. They used to pass those buggers out in plastic baggies. I don't know if they do that anymore, But yeah, that's how I got mine. I had, plastic baggy goldfish all the time. Going to a lot of fairs. Going to a lot of these carnivals and stuff. And all the carnies are passing out fish in bags. It's not the only thing in bags maybe they're passing out, but it is one of those things. But park officials in South Carolina County, shared a photo of a massive 9-pound goldfish found by researchers doing a fish population survey of the lake. Greenville County Parks said the unusually large goldfish was found swimming in Oak Grove Lake Park in Greenville during a fish population survey. This is, so there's not a video of this thing. Oh yeah, anyone missing their goldfish? Some little kid's like, that's mine. And they're like, no, yours was only 8 pounds. This is a 9-pounder. This is a 9-pound fish, little boy. It's not yours. Go back home. Play with your Legos. Oh man. What would you do? I mean, imagine for a second. Get one of those little baggies from the carnies, man. And they give you the little bag, and you got a little goldfish, and your mom's like, okay, I'll give you this little, glass bowl at home. You throw some of those little glass pieces. What do they call those, man? Like from the game Pente. I don't know if you ever played that game. Super dope. Like the game Pente, they got these little glass pieces and stuff, like marbles cut in half. And you chuck them at the bottom. And it's like, oh, this little fish is going to do good. And before long, that bugger is 9 pounds. What would you do with that fish? What would you do with this thing? You're like, won't it stop growing? Won't it stop? Oh, I hope this isn't catching on, man. I hope this isn't like the next phase. You know what I mean? The next phase of goldfish. And we're just going to start seeing it all over the place. That'd be a terrible thing. We'd be in a very dire situation. It'd be really terrible. I don't know. Boy, did I call it or what? George Orwell, what's this? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Even the vents inside the car have the masks on. Well, you got to do it. You don't know who's been doing some heavy breathing or, the joggers running around. You don't know what's coming through there. You never know. There's no, it's one of these things. They're like, better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. I've heard that so many times, by the way. Have you guys heard this? Where you bring up something, you bring up scientific arguments as to why masks aren't nearly as efficacious as people would like to believe they are. And you go, I know, here's the statistical analysis, here's the studies that have been done, here's the problems. And people look at you and they're like, well, you know what? Wouldn't you just rather be safe than sorry? Even if it proves to be not true. I tell people, I say, go ahead and just, like I've said before, go burn the sage around the house. Well, that doesn't work. What are you talking about? Well, you're going to keep away the bad guys. You're going to keep away the wicked spirits, man. Just light up some sage and, go around the house. You're like, well, that doesn't work. And you go, you know what? Better safe than sorry, right? Better safe than sorry. We'll record you, by the way. We'll record you doing it. You know, how far would that go? You know, what's a great example, by the way, of better safe than sorry that would just be ridiculous? It'd be totally ridiculous. Well, you don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Oh, man. George Orwell, you had a great amount of foresight, I tell you. This is, and by the way, this is from another viewer. Yeah, man, it's fantastic. Whoever did this, it's got to be a joke. Let's just hope and pray. By the way, what's the mask down below? Is that an ashtray? You never know. You never know. I've been told in the comments section that there is a children's book by Dr. Seuss about a fish growing bigger and bigger by the minute. You know, there's a very strong conspiracy theory that Dr. Seuss was part of predictive programming. He was part of the deep state, man. He's part of the deep state. He was way more political than people realize, though. He's way more political. Way more political. Oh, for a second, man, I thought my cat was all around my leg. I'm like, Bugger, you better go. He's been down here before, man. He stepped on the power cable, and we have it all hooked up and stuff, and everything goes down. He's like, oh, get out of here, buddy. I love you, bro, but you gotta go. You gotta go. Maybe I'll have him on my lap sometime. Little Francis, cool little guy, kind of weird. You know, he does that little the little nibble thing on your fingers and toes and stuff, like the love nibbles and stuff, and it's like he's got to learn that sucks. Don't do that, dude. Just lick my fingers, dude. Don't bite me. And it never hurts. Like he's never like he never does that. You know, he's never just going bonkers on your finger. But I mean, still, give me a break. Give me a break, dude. Dang, son. Central Florida man buys a 20 millimeter electronic Gatling gun pulled from the Navy fighter jet. This is his car, dude. This is his car. He's driving around town. He's driving around town on this bugger. Would you get in trouble, by the way? Would you be, you know, I would buy it. I would buy it, you know. Florida man says he has no immediate plans. He has no immediately plans. Is that even real, dude? What the plans on what he will be doing with this newly acquired M61 Vulcan? Dude, is this serious? I know it says the news up there. I know it's got that. I know it's got the old peacock symbol. I know it. I see it. But dude, come on. He has no immediately plans? What? I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't have any immediately plans. The M61 Vulcan, 250 pounds, 6 foot long, pneumatically driven, 6-barrel, air-cooled, electric rotary cannon, which fires 6,000 20 millimeter rounds per minute. Dude, come on. What the? Dude, guys, you got to tell me, is this real? If it is, I need one right now. Staff, I need you guys on this. Look, I need Wolfgang. And I need little Louie. Both of those buggers, I need them on it stat. Just give them the iPad, you know, put it on there and say, find this for Papa and get back with me in about a half an hour to tell me what they found. Because we need one of these, dude. We need one of these, man. Would you guys drive this thing around? What if it was legal? If it's legal to drive that thing around and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun, man. Just hop on that bugger and go. Let's see here. Lorraine in the comments, Lorraine Harrington says, this man has so much joy. I'd love if you were my neighbor. You know what? I'd love if you were my neighbor. And in a weird way, watching the show and talking to me, you are a little bit. And I'm grateful. Look, people have asked me, I've had people say, if you ever bottle up that energy you've got, I'd love a 6-pack of that, right? I'd love a 6-pack of the energy. How do you do that? And I said, well, it doesn't necessarily come natural. I mean, it's not one of those things that's like, well, it's just me. No. The truth is, I have to give a great amount of attribution to not only Jesus Christ and what he does in my life, but all the blessings that he's given me in my life, specifically my family. My wife, my amazing kids. I've had 6 of them. One of them died. But right now she's dancing around and skating around in heaven. And she's waiting and praying, in fact, for us. And so I'm really grateful, and I shall one day see her again. And so I smile. And it was her motto, in fact. It was her motto before she died. She had brain cancer. And before she died, she had a motto, never give up, keep on smiling. And that was her motto. She was 12 when she died, and she lived that motto. She lived the idea of smiling. And I thought, it was sad. I mean, I was weeping my brains out when she died. It was a terrible, terrible thing. And look, I'm happy. I'm joyful. I'm filled with energy and life and everything else. But, life is still sad. I mean, it's part of it. But the thing is even in those moments, even in those really tough times, to realize, number one, Jesus went through worse than we could ever imagine. Number two, my daughter did too. And number three, both of them right now are smiling. And they are excited about the future. They are excited about the kingdom. And they are excited that we will one day be with them in heaven. And so you got to smile. You have to smile. You have to be happy, And I've got an amazing wolf pack. The wolf pack is what we call the listeners here. We got an amazing group of people. The Johnny Q's and the Sally Sue's, we like to just have a good time. And, the first half of the show, we talk about goofy stories. Here I'm talking about wanting to ride on this thing. That is true. I would love to ride on this thing. I'd love to just ride off and try to get away. And I'm like, I'm taking it. And they're like, it only goes about 10 miles an hour. And I'm like, then stop chasing me. Stop chasing me. You can't see me, But we also talk about serious stories. But we have to balance it, right? You have to balance it. I mean, there are a lot of shows out there that are just funny and a lot of shows that are just really serious. And each of those have their place. And I thought, I think that it's so serious, in fact, our world, that we have to be able to smile. And we have to be able to laugh, especially when it's really hard. And it's a great way to do it by starting the day. So I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you are starting the day with us here. Very, 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 very grateful for you, by the way, Lorraine. Let's see. Mel says, love and miss Sammy. Mel, by the way, Mel is a diva. She is a paleo radio diva. That's what I was doing before this. Okay. I created the program. I did it for a long time by myself. It went through many different evolutions, so to speak. And eventually it landed with a buddy of mine. In fact, we haven't talked in a long time. It breaks my heart because the guy is great. He's a great man. He's a really cool guy. And he's a comedian. His name's Joe Elder. And we co-hosted the show together. And while we co-hosted the show, we had a bunch of people who would tune in, right? Kind of like a wolf pack a little bit. And we had some ladies. And Deja, she comes in sometimes. And Mel, I'm really grateful to see Mel. And so she's one of those, that she's been there through many different things for me. And I don't tell her or her husband enough. Her husband's an amazing guy, a veteran. An amazing family all around. And I haven't told him enough how much they mean. Because I kind of got away. I used to be really active on social media, and I kind of got away from it. Although, to be quite honest with you guys, I talked to somebody last night, and during the conversation, I realized, I said, I've got to be better about it. I've got to be better, even just about sharing stuff about just family. Not just using the Facebook as kind of a dump for live videos, which is essentially what I use it for right now. And a lot of other people post on my wall. But I said where we talk about the things we're going through. We talk about the things we're thinking. And we share the blogs that I will be writing at paleocratdiaries.com. But I'm really grateful for you, Mel. And I know that you miss my daughter. I know you miss her big time. It was to this day, it is one of the most powerful things when your husband was pushing Samantha in her wheelchair in Washington, D.C. That was one of the most powerful memories, and it's one I will never forget. It was amazing. So I'm really grateful for you guys. Let's see. James says Dr. Seuss had to be on drugs or something. His books are trippy. But see, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. People say that about me. They're like, oh, yeah, dude, what kind of drugs you on? I'm like, what are you talking about? People can't simply laugh and have fun. Are you serious? And be crazy and goofy and geeky and stuff. Well, Dr. Seuss, that might be another level. He was seeing some pretty messed up junk, dude. He was seeing some pretty messed up junk. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, man. Let me see. Shirley says, Jeremiah, I flip and love you. I love you. I love you. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm serious about that. And somebody said, oh, so about the cream of tartar, were you joking? Okay, a couple days ago, we're talking about water, and somebody was saying that they put cream of tartar in there. And I was saying, like, how in the world are you going to put cream in water? You put your fingers in it, it's like all gross and kind of thing. That's the noise it makes, right? Kind of like that. and you put your fingers in there and you get it out and you're trying to like rub your fingers to get it like little, what are you going to get off there? Blobs? You know? And I'm like, how would you do that? I said, you got to dip your finger in there and rub it around. Looks like a little fish poop kind of flaking off your fingers in the water. Like, what the heck, man? What's going on with that? Who would do that? You wanting to know if I was joking about that is like my kids wanting to know if I'm the one responsible for writing the St. Nicholas letter that they got. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? I think it was last year. This letter came in the mail with this really attractive handwriting. You know, amazing grammar, in fact. And it was very stylish. It was very attractive, the entire thing. And you read it and come to find out, dang, son, it's, St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas. And they're like, I think you wrote it, Papa. And I'm like, you can't prove that. You can't prove it, man. And I even was willing. I was even willing to sit down because they said, well, we want to see your handwriting. So I said, well, let me see the letter. So they gave me the letter and I tried to, do the handwriting and it didn't look like it. And you can't trick them with that. I mean, there's no way to get around that. It's a bunch of fun, man. I don't know. Am I ever going to tell you? I still need somebody. Somebody needs to make a little video for me about creme of tartar. Because I still don't know if I even believe it. Guys. That it's not, really creme. And if it's not creme, why do they call it creme? What's the point of that? Oh, man. Yeah, Lorraine says, amazing you are. I appreciate it. And I appreciate that little heart symbol. She put a little heart symbol on there. Let's see if we can go ahead and just show that real quick. There we go. Well, no. Yeah, amazing you are. Oh, it's got a little sad face. Look, it's true. You got to be able to cry. Okay, you got to be able to cry. Now, what's that bugger there? Is that it? What is that thing? I don't know. My glasses down here. What is that symbol, man? It looks like a hammer or maybe an ice cream cone. You can tell, man, I'm not doing too hot without my glasses. Not doing too hot here. All right. Never give up. Keep on smiling. Team Tiny Dancer. It's true. And if you want to know more, by the way, especially Lorraine, this is the first time it seems. Lorraine, if you would like to learn more about not only our story and who we are and how we got where we are, stuff like that, and if you would like to see videos of my daughter Samantha, at my YouTube channel, at Paleocrat, Paleocrat, if you go there, on the main page, down a little bit down, you're going to see a group of playlists. There's also a folder, you can click on it. And when it opens up, there is a playlist entitled Team Tiny Dancer. In that playlist, you will see videos, including how our family, the life and death of our daughter, how it brought us back to the faith, things like that. But you're going to see videos of her. You'll see one. In fact, there's one of us roller skating because they said she'd never skate again. And she did. Let's just put it that way. And she had Papa Bear running by her side because we had to get special skates. Things like that. It was really powerful. In fact, I may just show that. Here in a little bit. It's really powerful. Really, really, really powerful. And I had to run next to her. I couldn't skate because if I was skating, I might, lose my balance. And if I lose my balance and she falls down, it's not going to be good because she was on chemo. And she already had fractures on her arm from a boy who bumped into her at school. Felt really badly about it. It was unintentional. It was just at school. Bumped into her. She stumbles and falls. Fractures her arm. So we had to be really careful. I had to be willing to drop on the ground and just be that cushion for her, man. If she's gonna fall on old Papa Bear. It's the way it goes. And it's an amazing video. You're going to have to see it. In fact, you know what? Look, guys, I hope that you forgive me for this. Yeah, we'll talk about that one here in a second. We're going to talk about that one here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know what is this one? What is this one? Okay, we'll do that one too. Don't worry about it. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you in real time. It's not long. And I think you'll enjoy it. Okay? Let's see here. YouTube.com. We're going to go here. So I'm going to YouTube, right? Checking it out. Internet is really struggling. Going to the channel. Going to my channel here. Okay. And you can see Paleocrat Diaries live. There's me. Look at that. I'm looking at myself. This is an existential weird thing that's happening right now. I'm like, is this going to cause a tear in the universe? What's going on? But if you look, you'll see Paleocrat Diaries. That's my show. And you can see here the Theology of Childhood Cancer with Jeremiah Bannister. That's on Timothy Gordon's channel. This is an interview that took place on Meaning of Catholic about my personal background, in fact. And I guess, it's got a decent number of views recently. Other ones are from this show. The atheist family converts to Catholicism after daughter's life and death with cancer. But over here, as you can see, let's see if we can zoom that up. Right here, Team Tiny Dancer. Okay, so this is her playlist. Okay, and you go over. This is her right here. An amazing girl, by the way. This video right here changed a lot of people's lives, including my own. Here's her happy birthday hibachi fun. But right here, cancer can't stop Sammy from dreaming. We're gonna go ahead, and you know what? I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just download this, and that way you can see the good version, because this one is gonna be a little bit delayed. So you're gonna see behind the scenes, guys. You're gonna see a little bit behind the scenes. Okay. So we got 7 seconds. It's good. It dropped good. Okay, there we go. Show in folder. So here we go. Gonna drop this bugger down now. Gonna drop it right down. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead, drop this one down here. Let's see. Window capture. There we go. So all right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to show you this video so that you can see and get a good example. This is good for, in fact, for everybody, right? It is good for everybody because it is going to make it. Let's see here. We're gonna do it this way. I better actually drop it into the circle one. I apologize again for this. I hope you enjoy, though, a little bit in seeing how this plays itself out in real time. You can kind of see. You can't see what I'm doing behind the scenes. You can't see what I'm doing behind the scenes, but I will go ahead and show this. Let's see here. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Here we go. Fit to screen. I'm going to go ahead and just get this bugger right over right now. Okay. I apologize. Hold on a second. The words, you got to see the words. Here we go. And again, I apologize for this, but I hope you guys enjoy it. So here's the video. Here's the video that you can see of my daughter. It gives a perfect example of what I mean by never give up, keep on smiling. Okay, Team Tiny Dancer, what motivates the show. It's great, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. The words are at the bottom. Sammy has brain cancer. But Sammy was determined. She never gave up. Doctors said she'd never skate again. It's not easy. She needs a special skater. Chemo makes her bones brittle. The fall would be dangerous. So I ran with her. And watch her go. She defied expectation. She defied every single person who said she'd never do it. It was hard. But she got faster. In fact, so fast, it made it hard on me. I'm not gonna lie. It made it hard. Beautifully, wonderfully hard. They repeat this over and over and over again. That, for everybody, that is what drives me. That inspiration, moments like those that just drive me to say, look, man, things can be really hard. This life is tough. Sin all around us, scandal everywhere we look. We see division, family disputes, hatred. Politics is off the charts right now. Culture is off the charts. We're in a civilizational civil war, basically, at this point. It's not even basically, it is. Where these civilizations clash. Where it feels like a winner takes all. And you sit there and you say, man, you know, what is it that you can see and remember and hold on to every day, no matter where you are in your life? No matter where you are. You know, we say this all the time. We have the Johnny Q's and the Sally Sue's of America tuning into this show. This is a small show. We wear that with great pride, in fact. We're for the regular folks. But you sit there and you say, you know, what is it that those regular folks have that they can look at and remember and hold fast in their lives? That when they go to work and they wake up and they don't want to have to go to work, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're poor. They aren't making gobs of money. They aren't wildly popular. They're not the kind of people, their name will be in an obituary when they die, but they're not going to be heralded. There's not going to be huge memorials that go on forever and ever and ever about them. They're everyday people. Easy to forget, easy to malign. What do they hold on to? Because it's easy to wallow in that kind of despair, isn't it? What do they have? We all have something. We all have something that drives us, that inspires us and motivates us every single day. We wake up and we say, man, it's another day. Rejoice, guys. Rejoice and be glad in this day. It's another day the Lord's made. You're here. In fact, it's a remarkable thing. It's easy to forget that. It's easy to forget how absolutely stunning everything is. So stunning, in fact, and we are so stunning, in fact, within this entire stunning thing, that some stuff just kind of seems ordinary. And in fact, can be viewed as such. So what do we have? What did we experience? And for me, it was experiences with that girl, with my firstborn. It was sweating my brains out, running. Big old blubbery dad, running alongside his daughter, holding on to her arm while she skated. And again, doctors, I'm sorry for talking over the words and stuff. You can see the video. You can see it without me talking and stuff. You can see it on the YouTube channel. But the thing is, you know, I sit there and I say, man, that was a day and age. Number one, you got a kid with cancer. That's like super sad, man. What's sadder than that? That's a really, really rough deal. It's a rough deal. And yet, here she was, smiling, laughing, and carrying on, refusing to give up. Refusing to give up. And it was powerful because it inspired me forever. I remember those moments, man. I was sweating my brains out. I'm not fit now. Imagine running around and imagine being in that place, no matter how fit you are. Imagine being in that place where you say, you know what? I'm not going to run alongside you. There is no such place, by the way. There is no such place for a loving dad with a daughter with cancer who's been told you'll never skate again, you may never walk again, and you're probably going to die, and not just die, but die a painful death within just a handful of years. The idea of looking that little girl and looking the family and looking everybody else in the face and saying, you know what? I'm too big to run. I'm too out of shape to run. I've got other things to do. No way, man. No way. It puts stuff in perspective. It's powerful. And it's stuck with me ever since. And all my kids, their stories with each and every one of my family. Because here's the thing. Through it all, and this sums it up because she died. It would be easy. I can imagine some people having that kind of inspiration from something, but then being demotivated because the person died or something bad happened. And what was once a motivation is now a source of defeat and despair. But I remember in a moment of despair, in fact, one of the worst moments of despair, the beginning of a season, in fact, of it, a series, sequentially, of terrible, dreadful things. Death, in fact. That at the beginning of that, when she went into a coma, and for the first time we had to make the decision that we had to go home, she died in our home. She died in what will maybe soon be my studio. In fact, I think there's no better place. It's one of the reasons I don't believe that I would ever be able to actually move away from this home. But when we were in that spot, we were there. And it was despair because the girl that was smiling, the girl that was motivating, the girl that was the one that gave us the energy, the zeal and the happiness, the contentment with life to keep on pressing on, even through that really dreadful thing known as childhood cancer. She's in a coma. And as a family, we're all sitting around the bed. And we're all sitting there, and I'm just broken. I'm broken in a bazillion pieces. And I remember saying, what are we now? What are we? Because we were in her orbit. And I felt like we were starting to spin out of control. At least I was in my heart. And my son Ambrose, he looked at me and he said, Papa, and everybody was focused, and that was awesome. And he said, we're Team Tiny Dancer forever, Papa. Rarely ever has something more true been said. Forever. And that comes, it's bittersweet. It comes with great sadness. I'm trying really hard right now not to cry. Sometimes it happens on the show, and I'm grateful that you guys forgive me. But the truth is, as sad as it is, imagine that moment. Imagine the coma, the child, the family, all around. And in that moment, even from there, inspiration. An inspiration that will last a lifetime. And our family is fortunate in this way. And it's weird sometimes to talk like this because it's hard to have the word fortunate mixed in with all of the things that I just said. But the truth is, it's not so unique to us. It might be extreme in some ways. And a lot of people are like, dude, I can't imagine what you've gone through. But there are ways that I can look at them and look at you and say, there are things that I would never be able to understand that you went through. And my hope is, of course, that you're able to take from that. You're able to take from that. And you're able to say, from that place, from that shadow, from that valley, that we're going to take inspiration. Because then when you're there, it's not despair. When you're there, you're not going to be overwhelmed by waves and sadness. You're not going to be overwhelmed by it. In fact, you can find your home there. It's a strange bedfellow. It's spectacular and unfortunate. But that's life. That's life. And so I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm sorry that I kind of went off, man, a little bit. We're supposed to be talking about cats. We're supposed to be talking about this kitty cat. I don't know what's going on. Is that somebody's TikToking it up? Okay, somebody's doing a TikTok video. We're supposed to be talking about cats. But the truth is, I'm really grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you guys, the wolf pack. And I know we joke about it. We say, man, this wolf pack, it was somebody yesterday, Ann and Soul, said that they love the show, but their favorite part is the kids dancing. The kids dancing in the video that divides the funny stories, which we're going to do in a second, the funny stories from the ones that, are not so funny. The ones that are more serious, where we get into that zone to say, all right, let's talk serious business now. We've done the giggles. We've done the laugh. And she said that's her favorite part. And the truth is, that's mine too. That's mine too. Where we howl at the sun, where we resolve deep inside that we're going to do our absolute best. Giving our best every single moment of every single day. That's the resolve that we do. And that we howl at the sun together. That we howl at heaven together. Rattling those chains. Beating that gate down. And saying, we resolve right now to do everything we can. To never give up. To keep on smiling. And to remember that, like my daughter, And like every person that has ever existed, whether we've known them or not, every person that we too shall die. It's the way it works, guys. It's the way it works. I'm really grateful. Again, I'm really grateful for all of you. Again, it's true. It's true. Let's see. Bethany says, my motto and even senior quote was, a simple smile can brighten anyone's day. And I know that's true. I know that's true because your smile to me during the show, when you do those little smiles and emojis, it always makes my day. Every single time. Let's see here. Rachel Marcaro says, Patriots headed to TCF today. Stop the steal. Yes, I'm with CNN sucks guy. Okay, yeah. All right, Rachel. Yes. So, okay, so people are going to the TCF today. Okay. Yep, in Michigan. In Michigan. That was a, in fact, let me go ahead. Do I have my comments set up here? Oh, hold on. No. Circle. Let's see. Comments. Yeah, we're going to have to go ahead and I'll have to add these. Hold on a second. So, yeah, sometimes properties, I'll see here. There we go. So, okay. Got the comments on it. Well, that's a weird thing. That's kind of weird. What's going on with that? Fit to screen. Oh, no. Come on. Comments. Filter. Transform it, man. Stretch the screen. Come on now. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. Very grateful for that. Okay, yeah, so Rachel says the Patriots are headed to the TCF today. It's kind of a PSA. Yeah, let's see. Yep. I've got joy from God. Yeah, I appreciate that, by the way. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, someone said, someone bringing up the creme of tartar saying, so you don't know? No, my point is that I'm never going to fully disclose that. What would you guess? You got to go back and watch and see what the little hints are throughout. I'm sure there are hints. Let's see here. Okay, so it was a rose that somebody gave me. Very good. Very, very, very good. Yes, here. To be prepared to dive down for your daughter, that's military training you received for great honor indeed. I'll tell you, it's true. You feel like it's a war every day. And that every day it's a battle. I know that there are people who don't like using kind of military metaphors when talking about battling brain cancer and things like that. And I understand the reason for that. But the truth is, in some ways, that's exactly true. It can be really, really tough. 416 Bitcoin says, beautiful. Talking about the story. I appreciate it, by the way. I appreciate it. In the video. Yeah. Let's see. She taught me so much. Seth said, I admire his strength. I personally would be in a padded room. I've been close to a padded room before. I have, dude. And there were times where I worried. I worried that was going to happen. I worried that I was going to lose it, man. That I felt like my mind was peeling in a bazillion different directions. And I remember conversations with my wife. She'd come in and she'd see me, and I'm just a complete wreck. I mean, just rattled to the core. And not for just one day. It's not like a moment. We're talking like a period of time. There were months, in fact, that went by where it was like a blur. And I gained a bunch of weight during that time. I gained a bunch of weight. And I realized, I remember, kind of when I snapped out of it, I remember looking around me, and I'm in this room. And it's this office where my daughter had died. I kind of made it an office afterward. And I'm sitting there and doing my work in there. And I realized I'm just sitting down. And I ain't doing nothing. I'm just getting fat, man. And again, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the internet. It is really, really terrible today. And I apologize. I'm half tempted to just simply turn off the video, and that way you guys can just hear it. Let's see. Shirley says, I remember when I was going through radiation treatment and all of her sweet sayings and watching her on TV, and it just turned my life around. I know a lot of people, by the way, who that's just simply true. The way that she inspired people. And, I'll talk about it more maybe another time, but there were people who were homeless. I know of a man. Let me put it this way. I know of two people. I know one that was homeless who would go into the library and get on, the internet in the library, and somehow, through the network that he's part of, stumbled upon this video of this little girl. And he started following her story that was being published on my wall. And through it all, he resolved deep inside. He said, look, I can do it. I can get out of this. I can break free from this. I don't have to be homeless wandering the streets. I can get a job. I know it's going to be hard. But he'd go back and he would watch those videos. He'd go back. And he'd watch them. And it was a powerful thing. Because it inspired him so strongly, so powerfully, in fact, that he ended up not only getting a job, but getting an apartment. And months later, so it wasn't like he got an apartment and immediately reached out to us. Months and months later, having established a consistent pattern of behavior, he reaches out and tells me the story. A girl addicted to heroin, right? Losing family, children, no home, living out in the woods in a tent every day, chasing that dragon every single day. Despair, right? A terrible place to be. Same thing, ends up being inspired in such a powerful way. Ends up inspired, goes to rehab, says, I can do this, never give up, keep on smiling, just like Samantha. I still to this day enjoy seeing pictures of her with her family, holding her children again. One family, they were on the verge of divorce. They were completely busted up. It was a terrible thing. Their children, they're sitting at the table. They didn't even want to talk anymore. It was done. It was like at the very end of this, it was over. They'd already given up in their hearts, basically. And one of them somehow, again, stumbles on the story and brings it up and says, hey, have you seen anything about this little girl? No. Can I show you? I want to show you guys a video. I want to show you a video of her. And here's a story her dad wrote about never giving up. And at the end of that, to be sitting there in that place at that table crying and to resolve and look at each other in the eyes for the first time in a very long time, to look each other lovingly in the eyes and say, let's keep trying. Let's not quit. We can do this. Those people, when my daughter died, those people drove 24 hours without stopping to be at my home. I've seen it. I've seen powerful, powerful things. So I'm grateful for all those stories. Rachel says, I'm crying for you. You're crying with me, by the way. People have asked, how do I get to your channel? Well, it's easy. Paleocrat Diaries at gmail.com. In fact, wherever you're watching this, you can probably see the title to the video, wherever you're watching it. And that video, okay, or that title will have Paleocrat Diaries in it. It's paleocratdiaries.com. You can see, if you want to see my regular videos, if you want to see the channel, it's youtube.com/Paleocrat. Okay? youtube.com/Paleocrat. And in fact, I can go ahead and, we can go ahead and say, James says, Angela is one lucky woman. James, I think it's the other way around, bro. I'm one lucky man. I am one lucky man. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and just put this on here first. HTTPS, youtube.com/Paleocrat. Okay. Okay. And then I'll put again this just as a mid-show reminder. Ailey Bannister at gmail.com. So, okay. So that's the thing, man. Yes, and the idea of great father, imperfect father, but loving my children, loving my family, making mistakes and saying that I have, you have to admit the mistakes that you've made. But it means a lot to me. Parenting means a lot to me. Marriage means a lot to me. And it's one of the reasons why I've said that even for members only content. And I feel badly saying members only content because, I think that People need to talk more about their marriages and more about parenting and the hardships that they're going through, and find a network of people that are willing to learn from each other and benefit from their stories. And so, I don't want to hide it behind a paywall. So I'm kind of nervous about that. I maybe I'll have to think of something else to do it, and just simply hope God's going to bless me for doing that, because it's one of those things I think that needs to be out there, but to learn from others too. And so, we want to make it a real emphasis on the show. Family is, in fact, the emphasis of the show. It is. It really is. It's actually the emphasis of the show. All the way. All the way. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and show this. I'll do 2 more stories, and then we got to move on, guys. We got to move on, because I'm going to try to stay, I got to try to stay within a decent time frame. Got to try to stay within a decent time frame. I mean, any of these videos that we've got here. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, I gotta get my CPU down. It's 42% somehow of my computer is being used up and gobbled up right now. I gotta try to figure that out, because I think that that's at the core of the glitches, to be quite honest. I think it is at the core of the glitches. Well, yeah, what's up with that? Really? How did I not quit Zoom? Okay, yeah, no. Force quit that bad boy. I don't want Zoom on here. Don't want Zoom on there. Okay. Trying to get stuff down, man. Maybe that'll take care of it. Still not happening. So, okay, here's this other video. By the way, again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for your support of the show, for your support of my family. And to remember that every donation that comes into this program, every single one, 100% of that goes towards my children's education. They go to Sacred Heart Academy in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It is a classical Catholic education school, and absolutely amazing. The focus on godliness, cleanliness, discipline, right? Classical literature, memorization, the things that make cultures great, and the things that cause the kingdom to continue on. And very, very, very grateful for everything with Sacred Heart Academy. Really grateful for that. Okay, so here's this video. I got this. I've been told that I'm not allowed to play the music. They said don't play the music because you might get in trouble. There might be some kind of copyright thing. So you got to just imagine, I guess. You got to imagine some kind of song. I don't even know what kind of song is going to go with this. I see a cat looking down at what looks like slices of cheese or something. I don't know. What do you guys think this thing is? What do you think this thing is here? We're going to find out right now, okay? So we're going to put a little bit of music to this. We'll figure something out. Here we go. Whoa! Look at that bugger. I got to see it one more time, man. I want to do the little duck noises. I ain't going to do the little sound noises anymore. Okay, we got to watch this, because I wasn't expecting this. Okay, so it's not cheese, I guess. I'm assuming it's not. I'm assuming instead, that it is little post-it notes. Little post-it notes. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Boink. Dude, look at that bugger go. Look at that. Oh, man. That bugger was walking on his feet for a long time. It has me a little itsy bit worried. A little bit itsy bit worried, though. You never know why people are doing this. And this might actually be one of those schemes that's a little hint into the techniques that are being used by the global elite in... What's that? I know, it should be back on now. Yeah, my wife yelled down saying we can't see the video. Oh, no! Oh, my gosh, no. I know what she's saying. Oh, no, I did it. I did that. I can't believe I did that. Oh, no. No. Goodness. Brr. Oh, and I won't be able to see it now. Okay. I am so sorry. Oh, it's the second time I've done it. It's the second time I've done that. I am so sorry. I'm all professional, man. I'm sitting here. I'm getting all into it. We got a powerful and emotional story, and I'm showing everybody everything. And then I'm like, okay, we're gonna go ahead. I'm watching this video, and I'm like, look at this, yeah. And you guys are like, we can't see it. No, no. Oh, man, you guys. Oh, you guys. Okay, so here it is. I apologize about that. And I've ruined it. I've ruined it. If you think about it, it's totally ruined. I told you guys what it was. They're little sticky notes. Here we go. Hoping, there you go. See, look, here you go. I don't know what song you got playing in your head, you know, other than Jeremiah's a dummy. We're going to play it one more time for you. So, yeah, he's all up there. He's putting his little paws on the old sticky note. And then look at that. Wow. Oh, no. Dude, look at that bugger go. Look at that bugger go, man. I'm proud of that little guy. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Really proud of that. Okay, now, what do you think we got? I think we got one more. Oh, no. Okay. Why? Why? I don't know if you guys can tell what this is. When I first saw this picture, when I first saw this picture, I was like, "Oh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. You know, what's the matter with it?" It was real small. It was on my phone, and then I go and I look. I zoom in on it, and I'm like, you know, kind of open it up on my phone because I got a small iPhone. I don't have one of those massive, you know, iPad-sized iPhones that you have to like duct tape around your body, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't have any of those things. I got a smaller, older iPhone, and so I'm zooming in on it, doing the zoom, and all of a sudden I realize these aren't flowers. Oh no! These aren't flowers at all. What are they? They're freaking masks. No. These are masks, man. In a Catholic church, they're like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the Advent candle stuff. We're gonna make sure that the Advent wreath that we're gonna make for it, that it's a bunch of masks. Dude, that place has got to go. Not the place. Get the people making that decision. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. Not only are they obviously involved in a ridiculous cult when it comes to, you know, making the Advent wreath out of masks. You're obviously a deluded maniac. You're a fear-mongering maniac, as if, oh, wow, so we don't see them all over the place. You want to shove it in our face by decorating our church this way. Are you nuts? But worse than that, it's not very attractive at all. Not very attractive at all. It looks stupid. It looks stupid. You sit there and you go, wow, so who's the dummy? Who thought of that thing? We are in a terrible place, guys. We are in a terrible, terrible place. Oh, man. And James says, Jeremiah is such a boomer. A boomer? What? How am I a boomer, man? How am I a boomer, bro? I'm not a boomer. Dude, I'm like on the verge of, I'm on that line between Gen X and millennial. I'm born in 78. And so it's kind of this funky thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have many friends. Most of my friends are millennials. I mean, that's just the truth. Most of my friends are millennials. I think my sense of humor is a weird mixture of those. Is a mixture of the humor that you would get from, you know, maybe 1990s Saturday Night Live or, you know, National Lampoons. Well, no, not National Lampoons, to be really honest about that. I don't think that'd be the case. You know, but like Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, like having grown up in that generation. But yet I have zero interest in like 80s rock. I just don't. Like, you know, people are like, oh, dude, you know, Aerosmith or Bon Jovi and Van Halen and all that. And I'm like, no. No, thank you. No, thank you for that. You know, in the cartoons that I like and stuff, kind of on that divide. But I'm, you know, a lot of my millennial friends, they have no idea what I'm talking about if I talk about Super Friends. But a boomer? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, bro. Oh, man. Yeah, Shirley says it absolutely needs to be something to do because, talking about the family and parenting videos, for Paleocrat Okay, let's see here. To hear that being married is hard at times, but with each other it can be easier together. I've been married 45 years. By the way, congratulations. Since I was 15. Really? You got married at 15? Man, I was just watching Little House on the Prairie. Now, she got married at, 15 years old, I think, right? To Manly. He was a real jerk, by the way. At least in the beginning. You know, I was like, I don't know about this guy. Lauren says, Jeremiah from the parish council. Oh. No, dude. Well, you know what? You put me on there, man. I got laser beams coming out of my eyeballs. Oh, dude. They'd be like, oh, no, not that guy. Not that guy. I would wreck this place, bro. I would wreck this place. I'd go in and be like, no, I don't. They're like, oh, I think we should do a mask wreath. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think we need to get rid of that. I think we might need to get rid of you, put you back in the pew, maybe do some, kneeling for many confessions. Confess the wickedness of your very unartistic ways. And then, after that, I will help establish maybe, I don't know, high altars and altar rails. I don't know many parish councils that will like me, bro. Don't know many that will like me. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, let's see here. King of the Hill. Okay, last question before I move on. Yes, King of the Hill. Someone asked, do I like King of the Hill? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. Because I see in some of that humor, I see people that I've known. I see even maybe sometimes family, or maybe the future me. And I'm like, oh no, dude. But yeah, King of the Hill, dude. I was a fan of that from the get-go. All right. Okay, I'm gonna save this Gordon Ramsay one for tomorrow. I'm gonna save it for tomorrow because we gotta get cranking, guys. We've got to get cranking. So look, we are at the place. We are at the place right now of the Wolfpack song. Water 2. Okay. You got to get it. You got to fill it up. It doesn't matter where you are. And I mean this. I want you to defy, everything inside of you that might say, I am not going to do this. There's no way. You need to do it. You need to confront the fear, guys, of looking like a fool. You need to confront the fear of having the world look at you and say, that person's nuts, as you're standing there with headphones in your ear at work, coffee raised high, howling at the sun. Get over it. Get over it because it matters. It matters to be able to say, I don't care what the world says. I don't care the judgment of men. Within degree. we don't want to be gross smelling slobs and they're like, oh, you smell like you rolled around in kitty litter, and you're like, I don't care about the judgment of men. I mean, look, if it's a natural thing, you can't get around it, you should work on it. But you know what I mean? We're sitting here and we're saying we're resolving deep inside, like we do every day, that we are going to give it our best, that we are not going to give up, that we are going to keep on smiling, and that we will remember that today is the day the Lord has made, and we're extremely fortunate, in fact, astoundingly fortunate, to have our eyes open yet again. Knowing, of course, that one day the eyes will close on this plane only to open to another. And it's why we got to take a knee for Jesus. And it's why, not only that's first and foremost, take a knee for Jesus Christ. And if you haven't, do it today. And if you're somebody who left and you're like, I don't know about that, or I don't like that, or whatever, you're welcome to message me. You're welcome to talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. In fact, a lot of people, I'm really encouraged by how many people are reaching out and saying, look, I used to go to church or whatever. I used to believe in God, and I've got some issues with this, and I don't know if I could come back. And they feel comfortable to approach me. I put it out there every day. But you have to begin this way. You take your knee. And no matter where you are in that process, at least for today, you are raising your glass high, because we're going to howl at the sun. And next week, by the way, we are going to have it keeps getting all blurry on me. Next week, we're going to have a new face on there. In fact, we might have a couple new videos, a couple new people in this. So you got to be really grateful. Here we go, guys. We're going to howl at the sun right now. Yeah. My little guy. Sure. Adam and Bethany, little Louie. Yeah, come on, Annabelle in there. The whole gang. Ow! Here we go, guys. Straight to the dome, son. Ow! I want to hear you howl. Come on. Give it everything you got. Don't care what the world thinks of you. Come on. Today's the day the Lord has made. Hallelujah. We are so fortunate. We are so grateful everything we've got, every minute of every day. Yeah. And that right there is my little Louie. That is my little Louie. Oh, man, dude, I love Lou so much, man. I do. I love my guy. He's an amazing dude. He's an amazing dude. And I'm hearing him howl right now. I'm hearing him howl upstairs. He's upstairs right now. He's going, ow! We need a video. We're going to do it this weekend. We're going to do it this weekend of the whole family. The whole family dancing. We got a picture from one of our listeners, Gary. We're going to include that. We showed the picture of him yesterday. Holding his very patriotic mug. Very, very cool picture. So, all right, on to the serious stories, guys. Look, we've had a lot of fun. I went over about 15 minutes more than I wanted to, but I'm really grateful that we have that flexibility to do that. If you love the show, make sure to share it with your friends. If you like it, make sure just to simply like the video. It's a really simple thing. It really helps a lot. It helps a lot to like it. It helps a lot to comment. It helps a lot to share it. So if you find the link and you say, man, this is a really cool show, I really like this part, make sure that you share it with your friends. Tell them about it. You know, it's the best way we can do it. We're not out there making, billboards and junk. We're not even doing Facebook ads. We're simply relying on you guys. And we're going to do a lot more. We're going to start making clips and stuff. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying not to go for, 3.5 hours and stuff. Makes it a lot easier, by the way. So make sure to do that. And of course, if you love the show, make sure you can become a member by visiting paleocratdiaries.com, as well as becoming, the member's $5 a month. It's recurring, and you can cancel at any time. I mean, we're not going to spam you. We're not going to take your info and share it all over the place. So, we don't do that sort of a thing. We're actually extremely opposed to that kind of nonsense. And if you'd like to make a one-time donation of any size, you can send it to our PayPal at aleebannister@gmail.com. So, okay, former Israeli space security chief says humanity has been dealing with aliens for years. Okay, this is the Lad Bible. Is this serious, by the way? And, I've heard people talk about this. An Israeli former space security chief. And guys, can you honestly trust him? Can you trust it from Haim Eshed? Yeah, I don't know about that. Who's a professor and former general, claims Israel and the United States have been dealing with an alien organization known as the Galactic Federation for ages. Here's the thing, dude. Do you even believe that? I mean, what a dumb name. If they're able to come up with, all of this, if they're able to come up with technology that would allow them to traverse space and time in such a way that they'd be able to make it to our planet, that kind of a thing, and all they can come up with is Galactic Federation? Okay. They can't even spell organization right. This is, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, he's in charge of Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. He received Israel's Security Award on 3 occasions. He confirmed that Earthlings have been making agreements with the aliens for understanding and researching the fabric of the universe. And see, again, I don't believe that. If for no other reason, then it seems like we haven't been doing too hot on that. We haven't been doing too hot on that. They're like, oh, yeah, on understanding. Aliens for understanding. And you're like, oh, understanding of what? That there's no genders? What? All the PC crap? Because that's what it would be. It'd be all the PC crap. And you say, well, what's the worldview that's kind of advanced by the New World Ordeites? The New World Ordeites with the FBI and the CIA. All the men in black. And now, women in black type thing. You say, well, what is it that they believe? Cuckoo bird nonsense. It ain't giving them a good understanding of, lockdowns and junk. Or maybe that's part of it. Maybe, and by the way, what do you guys feel about that? What do you guys feel about the idea of extraterrestrial life? And I'm interested in what you got to say about this. To ask, do you believe, I know people that that believe that it's just simply demonic. Some people believe that it's simply a scam. Right? That it's not real at all. That, these are, some people would say, well, it's like false flags. Some people would say, well, these are human contraptions, right? Human mechanisms that are being used, and they're so mysterious to us, and so it's so foreign and bizarre. We're not used to seeing it. that we attribute it to things that are beyond ourselves. Okay? So I know people all across the spectrum who believe that. Let's see. Oh, and there's a secret underground base on Mars staffed by American and alien representatives. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, give me a break, bro. Give me a break, homie. You say, man, come on now. Let's be real for a second, buddy. Let's be real for a second. And if we were at that place, where there, let's say there's extraterrestrial life, and these people are super advanced, and number one, it's kind of weird. Why would we assume that because someone is technologically advanced, that means that their views and understandings of different issues are good? Why do we get that? It's like they're like, well, he knows a lot about morals and stuff. He's really good about, they believe, their understanding of culture and ethics. And you're like, well, why? Because they've got really great technology. What? One of these things does not necessarily follow the other. And in many cases, what we see, in fact, it most obviously does not. And who's entrusted them anyway to go, okay, we need you guys to guide us. We need the men in black. They're the ones. The unelected spooks, they're the ones that we want to make sure are guiding and manipulating and doing all the social engineering so that one day we can be right there with the aliens underground in Mars. What? That's a crazy religion you're part of. It's a crazy religion you're part of. And you got this crap. I don't want to get in trouble for showing this. It's a Cartoon Network. Okay? I don't want to lose monetization. They'll be like, oh, no, you're in trouble with this. But basically, the idea, they're talking about, did you know Black history is the Crystal Gems, the Steven Universe, which is, kind of gay. Kind of gay a little bit. And you're kind of sitting there and you're like, this is kind of a little bit ridiculous. A little bit stupid. And they come out and they're peddling some crazy propaganda. Some crazy, insane propaganda. And one of those was, the light bulb might be more readily attributed to a black man. And you're like, no, not really. Not really. See, it's kind of like saying, well, if somebody created cereal but then enhanced it by adding a bunch of sugar and now you like it more, to say that person who added sugar to it, that's the actual founder and creator of of cornflakes, you're kind of dumb, dude. You're kind of dumb. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be enhancing something. So if you have somebody who enhances something, like a light bulb, by the way, like a light bulb, and that's why you have even the fact checkers who have taken a knee for Joe Biden. In fact, they have taken both knees for Joe Biden. That these people, even them, the fact checkers, quote unquote, they sit there and say the claim when he said, why are we giving the credit to Thomas Edison? Why are we doing that? Some white guy that came up with this, and they said that's mostly false. Mostly false. And what made it mostly, instead of just false, was, well, he did do something after it was invented. It's like, but that's the point. It is actually false. It's just false. But this is the stuff that your kids, they're shoving down your kids' throats. And if you don't turn off the TV, you're allowing it. And I strongly implore you. I strongly implore you. We got down to 0. I don't know, up in the room upstairs, you guys, I don't know what's going on with the computers and stuff, but you guys got to drop it down. You got to drop it down. Because the internet connection just went down to 0. I don't even know for how long. And you got this propaganda here. You got this propaganda here. Let's see what this one is. Oh, hold on.
So, if there's ever an emergency, should I still call them?
Talking about the cops.
Yeah, of course.
Talking about the cops. Okay, now let's see why. So, by the way, I don't know what this show is. Is there more propaganda happening in this than I'm knowing right out of the gate? I'm kind of looking at the optics and thinking, there might be something weird. Might be something a little bit weird about this. Here we go.
course, sweetie. They would never hurt you.
Right, because I'm a kid.
Actually, it's because you're white.
Dude, do you see this crap? Again, cut the cord. You don't actually need to expose your kids. In fact, I strongly implore you, do not expose your kids to this. This is a satanic cult. It is. It's a satanic alien cult. These people, the ideas that they have, the kind of propaganda that they're shoving down you guys' throats. Sit there and say, look, why subject yourself to this? Why subject yourself? What is it for? Because if we ask ourselves honestly, it is purely for amusement. We make the most ridiculous excuses. Turn them off. Refuse this. And what is this, man? What is this show? Who is this kid? What the heck is going on?
You see, the police in this country have a history of treating us better than they treat black people.
Yeah, just us. Like, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Yeah. I don't think we want to get into the history of how people based on race treat each other. I don't think we want to do that and go back, we can go back a long ways. You can say, okay, well, a long time ago, this is what was going on. And then you could say, well, let's go back even over the last, 10, 15 years, 20 years or so. Let's go back and go check that stuff out. Let's go see how that's working out. Let's go see that. And they have to make these grotesque generalizations, by the way. They got to do it. They got to say, police, just in general, police have a history. You say, okay, of treating people like us, like you, maybe because you are rich. Maybe because you are rich. The idea that it's like that cops are just going out and saying, oh, look, there's a black guy. Let's go get him. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. It's totally fake. Oh, hold on. That person was going 70 in a school zone. I'm going to let them go because they're white people. They're one of my kind. What a joke. What a freaking joke. And in fact, we know this. We know this. Scholars have demonstrated this. Statistically, it's bogus. Black scholars, in fact. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I don't want to deal with this person anymore. What's this crap? What's this? Why am I having all this stuff? Vice? What the? Vice grills Jake Paul for knocking out his black opponent in a boxing match. They claim that it's racist that he won. Are you serious? I don't even know if I believe this. Is this a scam? Are we being fooled? Here we go. I got to know this, guys. I'm so sorry. Got to know it.
Was it racist to knock a black man out? That is the question of the week.
No, stop asking me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question? Why is it a shitty question?
It's the dumbest question I've heard all day. Maybe in a week. So when you're playing basketball and you're, or a sport and you're boxing with somebody, what's the point of boxing, lady? What's the point of boxing? What are they doing? They're getting in a boxing ring so they can punch each other. That's the whole point. And the idea is you are going to land more punches. You may knock the person out. You may make them fall a number of times to win. There's a whole bunch of rules as to how you win. And the idea that, but he was a black guy. What? Who cares? Who cares? Why is it a stupid question? Please, Jake Paul, give us a good answer. Give us a good answer.
Because how does this have anything to do with race? It doesn't.
It's a fine question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
It's a fine question. No, it's not. Here's a fine question. How can you function when you think that questions like that are fine? Isn't that a marvel, by the way, guys? Isn't that, in fact, one of the great mysteries of the universe? How can people like this function? And not only that they function, but that they can thrive. Look, she's got a nice set back there. She's got a nice set, nice colors and everything. She looks like she's maybe a little high, but, you know, a lot of people are stoned out of their gourd. She looks like she might be pretty ripped, you know, but the point is that, you know, it's amazing. And it's a marvel of God's good creation that people who may not be the brightest bulb on the tree somehow are able not only to survive, but in fact, thrive. It's true. It's true. The sun shines on the just and the unjust. The rain pours on the stupid and the smart. I think that's an actual quote. I think it's an actual quote from the Bible. Oh my gosh, man. All right. So we're talking here. We haven't talked about issues to do with race in a long time. Okay. Well, that's not true. But we haven't emphasized it. We haven't talked about it. We used to talk about critical race theory. But then the election came. And so I just thought, well, you know what? Maybe racism went away. maybe it's just gone, man. Maybe it's gone. Maybe the cuckoo birds on the left were like, we're done. We're done. We gave up. Okay. Jeremiah made a lot of really good points. And the debate's over. But lo and behold, it is not. And so I come back and I realize, wow, so they're pulling it back out again. Because didn't you see that the large scale protests, once Biden, you know, won, once, you know, that wink happened, all of a sudden, magically, you didn't see any more of those protests, you know, like looting and rioting. Oh, yeah, because he's a real champion. He's a real champion for the blacks. He's a real champion for the Hispanics. I don't even want to throw the Hispanics under the bus for that. They're not the primary ones. They're the ones defending their places with freaking chainsaws. We saw videos of it. We saw videos of that crap. They've had it, man. They're like, you coming into the supermercado, you are going to get just, it's not good, dude. People, they had to get out of there. They had to get out of there. Oh. So you got this lady, and look, she was the dumb as a box of rocks lady that was in Michigan asking some questions. She's asking questions of Giuliani and company at the hearing where they're talking about evidences and stuff like that. And so they're there, and she's asking literally some of the dumbest questions in the universe. And this is what she had to say. It's actually remarkable, guys. This is recent. So after all of that, after looking like a fool, after looking like a complete goon, you know, and, you know, I gotta say this. When people make videos, you should put on some makeup. Otherwise, you're going to look like the sun is burning through your face. In fact, it kind of looks like a nuclear bomb a little bit, doesn't it? Like the explosion is down on her nose, and then up above her, on her forehead, in the middle of her forehead, it's kind of looking like, you know, it's the mushroom cloud. Because it's what's going on inside of her skull. It's what's going on inside of her skull, and you don't believe me? Then listen to this.
So this is just a warning to you Trumpers.
Oh.
Be careful.
A warning to you Trumpers. A warning to you Trumpers. You hear that crap? You hear that crap? And look at her face. Look at that smug face. And you go, man, okay, I guess you're talking to me, you know, I guess. What does she got to say? What does she got to say? You know, time to heal? Is that what it is? Is it time to heal? Is it the reconciliation thing that they've got going on? We're going to find out.
Walk lightly.
Dang.
We ain't playing with you.
Whoa, you ain't playing with us. You ain't playing with us. Well, okay. Does that qualify as fighting words, lady? Does that qualify as fighting words? I believe so. I think you just basically did the fisticuffs. You basically took a little glove, like a French person. You took a little silk glove and went across our face. Toucha. Touche. Toucha. Toucha. Yeah. Oh, man. Touche. What you don't even know is that we're going to have a gauntlet right back. Blam! It's one of those things. You want to learn something? Here's what it is. You want to sling a little spoonful of potato salad across the cafeteria and think that you're big and hard? The truth is, we will take the entire bowl and shove it over your head and rub your face in it. Don't play. It's like that phrase. What's the phrase, guys? I've said it before. F around and find out. It's the don't tread on me. It's leave me alone. We think you're a freak. We think you're a crazy loon bird. But as long as you leave us alone, you don't have anything to worry about. You come close to us, you're going to hear that rattle. You're going to hear that rattle. You're going to see the glistening of the fangs. You come down and karate chop us. You come down and threaten us and put us in a place where we feel immediately threatened. Don't know what I can tell you, lady. Don't know what I can tell you. But this is revealing. Let's listen.
Enough of the shenanigans. Enough is enough.
Of the shenanigans. Of the shenanigans. What shenanigans you talking about? What, kicking people out? Kicking Democrats out of voting centers? Is that what you're talking about, lady? Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Counting ballots over and over and over. Losing flash drives. USBs all over the place. Throwing away ballots. Give me a break. Show us your statistical analysis. We've shown you ours. Straight up, we own you. You have nothing, which is why you looked like a fool when you were sitting there arguing, well, I want these people under oath. They were under oath, you dummy. They were under oath. Okay, not in the meeting. But they're regurgitating what they wrote on an affidavit. It's tragic. So unfortunate, man.
And for those of you who are soldiers, you know how to do it. Do it right.
Oh. And for those of you who are soldiers, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You talking to me? You talking to me, Toots? Who you talking to? I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm on the front lines, literally, of everything and everywhere. On the front lines. And I'll tell you what, we got your number. Here's the thing, you want that right there. That's not even just a dog whistle. That's a straight up command. You sit there and you go, it's like Mrs. Waters. Talking about, you see a Trump person. You see a Trump person at the gas station. You make them uncomfortable. You get up in their faces. You let them know they are not welcome here. Don't be surprised if we let you know what a knuckle sandwich tastes like. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when the rattlesnake strikes back. Don't be surprised. You're a pretender. You're a pretender. And if you are not, if you're sitting there and you've got some kind of amazing connection with all these foot soldiers on the left, you got that? I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised, which, by the way, again, is going to demonstrate that looting and rioting, it's a political tool. It's a political tactic for partisans. These people, women like her, they are the reason that your city is violent. They are the reason, part of the reason, I'm so sorry, part of the reason why your cities suck, why your cities are broke, why your cities are under emergency management. That's why. You want to find out a reason? Look at people like her. She's like a warlord. A tribal warlord sitting there, and all my thugs out there. All my foot soldiers out there. What are you, freaking the lady shredder? No matter what, that talk is criminal. It's criminally oriented. It's the kind of thing that says, you know what to do with them. And you're like, no, I don't. Can you explain that? Why don't you flesh it out a little bit? No, you know. No, I don't. Why don't you just flesh it out a little bit? You want them to, like, make us a cake? You want them to play tiddlywinks? You want violence, by the way. And this is what I said, man. These people don't even know what kind of fire they're playing with. They have no idea. It's insane.
Be in order. Make them pay.
Wow.
So-
Be in order. Make them pay. How is that not like terrorism? How is that not? How is it not terrorism? It's amazing. And what are the shenanigans they're talking about? What exactly are they talking about? Oh, lawsuits? Like the one against Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin? By the way, the probability by the statistician included in the report is, according to Dr. Cachetti, his calculations show the probability of Joe Biden winning the popular vote in 4 states independently given President Trump's early lead in those states as of 3 a.m. on November 4th is less than, 1 in a quadrillion. 1 in a quadrillion. It's uncanny, man. Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry about that. 1 in a quadrillion. I'm so sorry. For Joe Biden to win all 4 states collectively, the odds of that event happening decreased to less than 1 in a quadrillion to the 4th power. This is like 60 zeros after the 1. Basically impossible. Is it? Or is it that you still got a chance? Is it that you still got a chance? Or is the shenanigans like this video? You got this lady, and I don't want to play it. This is, what is it? Is it, a lady sitting there and she's talking. She's talking about how, the votes are all counted and everything else. And this guy, this lawyer responding back to her, it's Vincent James. The guy responding back, right, the witness, is sitting there and he's like, well, here's the thing. Even if that was true, the fact that you guys changed the rules regarding that and you changed them at the level of the governor and at the level of the court and not at the level of the legislature and in the statute itself, you know what? Tough luck. It is no good. Oh, shenanigans? What? Obeying the law? That would be shenanigans to a raging lunatic like the lady that we just saw. That would be shenanigans. Constitutional law is a real craw in the side of those people who want to just do what they want. And if they don't get their way, they use the power of the mob. Do what you gotta do. Make them pay. What a demoniac, by the way. What a power-hungry demoniac. Or is it this? You have a whistleblower come forward. Is this shenanigans? Whistleblower comes forward. Jesse Morgan, interrogated by the FBI. Kind of crazy, because instead of investigating information, they began harassing him and his family. Are those the shenanigans you're talking about? Or is it the shenanigans of the news spreading around complete misinformation on the regular? The way that when we've said it before, this is my favorite way to put it, is to say when people say, well, the reason why it puts the fact check at the bottom, or this is disputed, this is, people have disputed it, and you put that underneath all of Trump's tweets, the idea that we're given is that, well, it opens up to a broader conversation. Okay, that sounds great. So when people say that there is no problem, and they say the opposite of Donald Trump, does it have anything on there opening them up to a broader conversation? No, of course not. Of course not. But those aren't shenanigans. Those aren't shenanigans. The idea that we were told in multiple states, oh, it was all on the up and up. And then more information comes out. More information comes out. And we start to see video. We start to see who was there. Why were people told to go home? Why were those ballots underneath the table? Why is UPS driving around a bunch of ballots when UPS specifically said that they don't even have the ability to do that, the right to do it? Are those shenanigans? Nah. No. Not to a warlord thug. She's a warlord thug, man. Or what about these shenanigans? Cerno brings this up, man. Cernovich. I was early to COVID, warned people in January. I knew of it in January because of people like him and people like Bannon. So never once downplayed coronavirus. But we've also seen so many fake stories about patients' last words, etc. I have no trust in any of this stuff anymore. Not the stats, not the death count, not the stories on social media. How is that? How are those not shenanigans? How is it not shenanigans when you are deplatformed, you're censored, shadow banned and blocked all over the place because you disagree with the official narrative? All the while, and by official I mean, the New World Order narrative, the schemesters narrative, Bill Gates narrative, the World Health Organization narrative. But then you have people who would go against those very narratives, but they're governors, and guess what? Not only are they able to do it, they're not fact-checked. And we're talking Democrats. Why? Why is that? How are those not shenanigans? How is it not shenanigans that time after time after time, things that we've been saying, things that we've said about the mortality rate, things that we've said about the way that this has been mixed up with a whole bunch of other reasons for death, causes of death, and that if you disentangle all of that, you can say, wow, that's kind of a weird thing. What is it? 6% of the cases are from COVID, and the rest of them, on average, have 2 to 3 of these underlying conditions. Isn't that a stunning thing? Wouldn't that be shenanigans? No, of course not. Why? Because it benefits. You got to say, who does it benefit? You got real pandemics and staged pandemics. In a real pandemic, everyone knows seriously ill people, oftentimes in their direct family or community. Staged would be cases are only known from media reports or other stories. And we've already talked about how cases work. It's completely a scare tactic. Hospitals and medical centers in the entire country are overrun. In a real one. In a fake one, short time work and empty hospital beds. Increased numbers of worried patients in medical centers. In a real one, there are many, many dead people. In an unreal one, unchanged mortality rates compared to previous years. That's what Johns Hopkins, they said statistically, the death rate, well, it's kind of, it doesn't seem as if it's really done any kind of significant change. In a real one, politicians and doctors do anything to calm people down. In a fake one, politicians create panic in order to intimidate people. In a real one, every helping hand is welcome during the emergency. People search for facts. In a fake one, renowned scientists are being ignored and publicly ridiculed in the mainstream media. In a real one, there are no organized profit takers. In a fake one, negotiated deals behind closed doors lead to multi-billion-dollar profits. In a real one, everyone is striving for a fast end of the pandemic. Clear guidelines aim to communicate a timely all clear. In a fake one, evolving insights, ongoing modifications of requirements, and ever-changing rules and regulations extend the pandemic. In a real one, people are afraid to die, and they do everything to protect themselves. Politicians try to enlighten and prevent any overreactions. In a fake one, people are more afraid of punishment Regulations are maintained by applying social pressure, enormous fines, and police enforcement. In a real one, people are experiencing a humanitarian catastrophe. In a fake one, people fight over toilet paper. Yes, reflect, wake up. Or are shenanigans like this? Democrat proposes tying $1,500 stimulus checks to COVID vaccinations. Oh, your business is going out. You haven't made any money. You're required by law to continue paying your rent. You're required by law to continue paying all of the loans that you have. You're required by law to do all of those things, and you haven't received any money. You're going out of business. Maybe your business already has. You're not able to pay for your rent. By the way, December 31st is going to be sad for millions of people. Just letting you know right now. Letting you know right now. We don't even know what's coming. And they're like, oh, well, you want that check? You want that check? You smell that money? You need it? Are you thirsty enough for it? Okay, get the vaccine. Oh, you didn't get the vaccine? I'm sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it. Screw you! Screw you! You come at us with that crap shenanigans, man. Again, you do not understand. You do not understand the rattle of the snake. You do not understand the glisten of the teeth, of the fangs, the hiss of the tongue. You do not understand. And if you do, boy, oh boy, are you a little bit brash. Boy, oh boy, you have a high view of yourself. The storm is coming, guys. Get ready for the storm. Sure, I'll take the vaccine. Just mail it to me. My health and safety are too important to just show up in person. Just like mail-in voting, you know. Safe, secure, honest. So just mail it to me. I'll give myself the shot. And I'll send the paperwork back saying I'm vaccinated. Y'all trust me, right? How about these shenanigans? Look at this. Look at these. Oh, so sorry. Look at this. Look what they're doing to your kids. If you send your kids there, get them out. Get them out. Walking around. Look at this. Stay away from each other. Don't hug each other. Don't get near each other. Don't see smiles. Don't see faces and expressions. Don't do it. Shenanigans. Here's some shenanigans. Let's go ahead and zoom this in. This is good.
It's just a mask. It's just 2 weeks. It's just so we don't overwhelm the hospitals. It's just non-essential businesses. It's just until the cases go down more. It's just until we get a vaccine. It's just a few side effects. It's just a bracelet. It's just to let others know you're safe to be around. It's just an app. It's just to let others know who you've been in contact with. It's just a few more months. It's just a video. It's just an email account. It's just a credit card company you can use cash. It's just a few places that won't take cash. It's just a little chip. It's just for medical information and paying for things. It's just for travel. It's just so you can get your driver's license. It's just so you can vote. It's just a few more years. It's just a statue. It's just a building. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a flag. It's just a blood test. It's just a scan. It's just a chip. It's just a dog. It's just a clump of cells. It's just the bad people. It's just the undesirables. It's just the Jews. It's just the Christians. Just the people who don't think like us.
Yes. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. You tell me, how about this shenanigan? Cornell vaccine mandate only applies to white students. Shenanigans? Is that shenanigans, guys? Police violence against blacks may contribute to feelings of distrust or powerlessness. How about the fact, look, again, in fact, thank you for saying this. Thank you for saying this, where they say, man, police violence against black people may contribute to feelings of distrust or powerlessness. You know what? That's the exact reason why millions and millions of people voted for Donald J. Trump. Feelings of distrust, feelings of powerlessness. It's why we voted for him. And it's why we fight tooth and nail. We were mocked and maligned for a very long time, and we've had it. We have had it. We are done with that. It's also why we're done making jokes about like this one. Anomaly, I like this. Is anyone else tired of trendy conservatives that just make jokes and content about low-hanging fruit that doesn't actually address the medical communist takeover of America? I am totally done with that. I had some guy yesterday, by the way. And he's sitting there and he's like, or was it yesterday or the day before? What was it? Where he's sitting there and he's saying, you're no different than Ben Shapiro. And I'm like, are you nuts? Are you nuts, dude? You're no different than Rush Limbaugh. Are you crazy? Have you not listened to the show? You're just like Steven Crowder. You're a Steven Crowder wannabe. It's mind-blowing, bro. It's mind-blowing, bro. To hear this crap. I know a lot of people, man. I know a lot of people that is what they do. And I'm not saying that necessarily about the guys, some of the guys I just mentioned. But so much of it is low-hanging fruit. It's the Harley har, the chuckles in the belly. It's the chuckles in the belly. Oh, yeah, man, do you see what this person did? I don't care, man. We're literally dealing with the Great Reset. You don't know what that is? You don't get the significance of that? You don't realize how we've already, for a very long time, maybe in fact too long, it may be too late, we've been completely surrounded by an infrastructure that is in place, set and ready to roll. In fact, amazingly unified in its propaganda. Amazingly unified. They're determined. They are determined, man. And don't you see, it's like I've said before a million times, it's like the medium is the message. You sit there and you say, man, people are finally waking up and realizing, oh my gosh, I look how addicted I am to my cell phone. I'm checking my cell phone all day long. I don't remember the last time I read a book or I went outside. I'm looking at garbage in my face. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to change it. I'm going to do it. And they don't even realize that by this point, they're awakening to it. Maybe in fact too late. The history of technology and advancement would indicate that it is, that it's already become an extension of themselves when they realized how much it's affected them. Not that they can't personally make a change. People disconnect all the time. But we're talking in mass, right? We're talking civilizationally. We're talking culturally, societally, politically, economically, technologically. The way that it surrounds us, the way that it permeates everything within our society, and the way that when we finally realize, oh my gosh, look at how it changed our beliefs and our values. Look at how it changed our religion. Then once we realize that, and we say, well, we got to fight back, guys. What are we going to do now? Someone's going to have to remind them. That's a question that maybe should have been asked in the first place. We're behind on this, guys. But we're scrappy. And from now on this show, I've already said enough about all the things, all the different things that are happening around us. I've talked about it with the color revolution. I've talked about it with Shutdown DC. I've talked about it with Shadowgate. I've talked about it with all of the different techniques that the left has used for a long time in many different realms. It's a holistic approach that they have. That's true of any totalitarian system. Talked about it with the way that we use words. I've talked about it with the way that it's about all these things. I've shown example after example after example. I've shown them over and over and over again. I've shown them. You've seen them. And the truth is, I don't want to beat that horse anymore. I don't want to beat that dead horse anymore. I don't want to be the person that goes down. Right? Goes down into the river, the cold river to die, And the last thing I see through my eyes is some stupid example of hypocrisy. I want to be able to see when I go, and I'm at the end of my life, whenever that may be, I want to be able to see in my mind's eye the people all around who are fighting with everything they've got to establish a system, to fight back, and not just to clip a little fruit here, clip a little fruit there to prune the bad, wicked tree, but instead to water the garden, to sit there and to provide nutrients to the tree that for 2,000 years has been growing. For more than 2,000 years. To equip people and to see people equipped and motivated, using their gifts and talents to the best of their abilities. In fact, I'm done with this screen. We're done with this. We're done with this. If family wants to come down, I'll be wrapping up here in a minute. I want to see people. I want to see people that are equipped, people who are doing their absolute best, giving it everything they've got, trying to understand and to discern. Trying to understand and to discern. What are their gifts and talents? Why were you created? What is your purpose? Is your purpose, is mine to be sitting down in front of a boob tube all day long? Is it to allow the New World Ordeites, those who hate God and who hate man, is it to just simply watch and see how they do things and let them ride the clown car and hop on in, and to just hope and pray to God that maybe they're going to pump the brakes every once in a while so that we can enjoy the ride? We can enjoy the country ride, the stroll through the countryside as we're about going off a cliff. Is that what it is about? Is that what this is? Because I feel like that's the way we act. I feel that that's the way we act, and we've got to stop. This is my family, by the way. You know, there's no shh in my kids. There's no shush in them. There's no shush in them. By the way, in the comments, I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm sorry that we didn't go through. I'm sorry we didn't go through and talk about different comments at the end. Number one, I need to cut it short. That's the first thing. Yeah, where's it? Oh, little Louie, come here, buddy. And I was going to go on a little bit more and talk about, what are the things that you're doing? How are you discerning? And I want to show you right here. This is what I've discerned with my life. This is what I do. I do this show. Yes, it's true. But this show is the kind of thing different from even a book. Now, how many people are going to go back and see, well, what did he say 2 months ago? It doesn't have that kind of long-standing effect, at least not like a place of a book in a library. It's not going to have the same effect. So I say, well, what does? What has a long-standing effect? What is something? They're like little trees, like little pines, Christmas trees that you plant in a field and you let grow over the years. And you see the majesty of these things, the power and the beauty of these things. It's not my show. It's my family. This right here, what you see on this screen right now, these are the arrows in the quiver. These are the ones that are being trained and reared in such a way, not just to live the best life they can and to love others and everything else, but to wage a valiant war, knowing the significance of every thought, every word, and every action. I love my kids. I love them with all of my heart, and I am excited, no matter how dark things get. I am excited to see what the future holds, because I can behold a little bit of it in their eyes. So whatever it is for you that motivates you, that gets you pumped, whatever it is for you that you say, man, it's not just what gets me pumped, it's what God made me for. It's the contribution I can make in this little life that I've got. And to make it bigger than yourself. To make it include others. To pass on that torch so that the good fight can continue for another day and another year, another century, until the end of time. I'm really grateful for all of you. Tomorrow we're going to talk about other things. I'm not going to talk about the same stuff all the time. We're going to talk about other things. In fact, we're going to talk about stuff to do with books. I'm going to just open up books, and I may take some screenshots of the books, but that way, you can still see it and stuff. But it's not just going to be, check out this crazy thing, because we've already seen it all. We got to start building. In fact, we should have been doing it a long time ago, but we're going to begin tomorrow. So what's going to happen, guys? All right. Oh, hold on a second. I thought that was wrong screen. Here we go. This is better. This is better. Oh. All righty. I'm super grateful for all of you. Super grateful that you tune in. Make sure to check out PaleocratDiaries.com for more information about the show and for why we do it, what it's all about. We have a really good time. If you'd like to do an interview, we've got a couple coming up. If you'd like to add to that list or be interviewed on the show, or if you'd like for me to come and do a speech, or you have any other inquiry, including hate mail, it happens. Make sure to send it to paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. And make sure to tune in every single Monday through Friday, 10-ish till, 12-ish or so. 12-ish or so. Sometimes it gets close to 1. We're trying to stop that, though. And again, make sure to subscribe to us all over the place. It's easy. It's a Paleocrat, Paleocrat. And as we say at the end of every show when we salute you, never give up. Keep on smiling. And memento mori. You guys rock. I love you guys. If I don't talk into microphones, I don't make that mad cash. Making all that money. Making that mad loot, right?
Mind control.
So we see the minority elite imposing their ideology on an unwilling and resentful populace. This causes a backlash. People get ticked off. The left is working long and hard to make us feel as if we've done something wrong. Worse yet, that we are the problem. Don't let people just rip on your heritage. Don't let people just rip on your traditions. Don't let people rip on your heroes. Stand up for what you believe, what made you who you are. So unless this disenfranchised majority begins standing up for what they believe in their heart of hearts to be true, I think we'd be left with nothing more than a dirge, and maybe a funeral procession.